Hello students, now we'll discuss paper 2 2018 O-level examination paper. So it says 32. E2 means 32 is the mathematics paper number and English medium paper 2. So when you read the first page, can you see additional reading time is given? That's 10 minutes. So what you do during the additional reading time? You can select the questions because you get 6 questions and you have to only answer 5 questions in part A as well as part B. So read and mark the easy questions that you can do. 5 questions only. And what are the other important things that you need to remember? So this is 3 hours paper. Part A 1.5 hours and part B 1.5 hours. So that means you can spend 18 minutes per question. And the marks is always here 1 question 10 marks. So 10 times 5, 50 for part A and 50 for part B. And here you can ask for line paper. So you have to answer there. So the space is not provided in paper 2. And also it's given the volume of right circular cylinder of base, radius r and height h is pi r squared h. And we'll do 1 and 2 now. Question number 1, you get 3 parts. And we'll do step by step. The following notice have been issued regarding the interest paid by 2 banks, A and B, for deposits. Bank A, an annual simple interest of 5.2% for your deposit, and annual compound interest of 5% for your deposit in Bank B. Someone had 80,000 rupees. He deposited exactly half of it in Bank A and the remaining half in Bank B. So 40,000 each. Find the interest that someone receives for a year from his deposit in Bank A. So we'll first find out the interest from Bank A. So how you find out the interest? Simple interest, 5.2%, 5.2 over 100 into, this is 40,000, 80,000 half means 40,000 rupees. 2 zeros get cancelled out, 1 0 and this decimal point get cancelled out, that means 52 into 40. So what's the value? 0, 4 times 2, 8, 4 times 5, 20. So 2080 rupees is the interest from Bank A. This is after 1 year. Then the second part, for his deposits from which bank will be receive a greater income at the end of 2 years? Give reasons for your answer. So now we'll take what's the interest for 2 years from Bank A. So 2080 for 1 year, you get the same interest. So multiply by 2. 0, 4. 4,160 from Bank A. What about interest from Bank B? Interest for 2 years from B. So first you have to find out the amount received after 2 years with 5% compound interest. annually. So that means 40,000 into 105 because 5% interest. If you deposit 100, you get 105. So this is 105 over 100. That's for first year. And multiply by 105 over 100 again. That's the second year. So this is the amount after 2 years. And subtract 40,000 rupees. That's the interest. So what's the interest? We can find out. 2 zeros get cancelled out, another 2 zeros with this. And 105, 105, 4. So we'll multiply by 4 first. 24. So 420 into 105. And then minus 40,000. So multiply this one. Multiply by 42. 105 multiplied by 42 and put a 0. 40 and 2. So 4 times 5, 20. And 4 times 1, 4. 2 times 5, 10. 2 times 1, 2. 4, 4, 1, 4, 4, 1, 0. 44,100 minus 40,000. You get 4,100. So which one is bigger? We can say 4,160 is bigger than 4,100. So this is bigger. So from which bank you receive greater income? From Bank A. From Bank A receive greater income. Because this is greater than this. So that's the first two parts. So how you get marks? So we'll see how you get marks for this. When you look at the marking scale, so 2080. So this step, 1 mark for this and 1 mark for the answer. 2 marks for first part. And second part, you get 5 marks. So 5 marks, 1 mark to find out this value, 4,160. And you get 2 marks for this step and subtracting and getting this answer, another 1 mark. And writing down this is greater, you get another 1 mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 marks altogether for first 2 parts. Now we'll see how you can do the second part. Next part, third part. After 2 years, someone added the amount he initially deposited, an extra amount to the total income he received from the 2 deposits, and invested this whole amount to buy shares for a company. The market price of a share of his company is 50 rupees. The company pays a dividend of 2 rupees per share annually. He received a dividend income of 3,600 rupees at the end of a year. Find the extra amount he added when he bought the shares. So first you can find out how many shares are there. Number of shares from this one, the total income from shares, from dividends, 3,600, each you get 2 rupees. So divide by 2, that means that's 1,800 shares are there. So if 1,800 shares are there, so what's the income invested to buy income? So we'll write not the income, amount for buying shares, amount for buying shares, because 50 rupees, 1 share. 50 rupees and 1,800 shares are there. So you get 1, 2, 3, 40 and 9. 90,000 rupees he spends for buying shares. Now what's the amount that he initially got from previous one? The amount had before, so you got 80,000 rupees plus 4,160 and 4,100 from dividends. So amount had 80,000 plus 4,160 and 4,100. What's the amount? 0, 6 and then 2, 4, 8. So 84,260. So he had that amount, and it says here 90, amount for buying shares 90,000. So what is the extra amount he added? So the difference, you can find out the difference. So extra amount added is the difference. So 90,000 rupees minus 84,260. So what's the amount? 0, 4 and here 7, 5. So that's the amount. Just check it again. Here, there's a mistake. What's the mistake? This is 8. Can you see 4 and 4? When you add it, that's 8. You need to add that amount. So here 4 and 4, 8 here. So 88,260. So what is the value here? 10. 10. 1 is 9 and 1. So 1,740 is the extra amount added. So now we'll see how you get marks for this step. Third part. So it's only 3 marks. 1,800. Finding number of shares, 1 mark. And 1,800 into 50, 1 mark. And subtracting this value and 1,740, 1 mark. So earlier 7 marks and this 3, altogether 10 marks. Now we'll look at question number 2. The sum of the lengths of 2 adjacent sides of a rectangle is 16 and the length of a diagonal is 14 centimeters. Show that when the breadth of the rectangle is taken as x, it satisfies the quadratic equation x squared minus 16x plus 30 is equal to 0, and find separately the length and the breadth of the rectangle to the first decimal place. So that means if you take the rectangle like this, and we need the diagonal. So if the breadth is x, the length of two adjacent sides is 16. So this and this 16 means what is the length? 16 minus x. And the diagonal is 14. And you can use Pythagoras theorem because this is 90 degrees. So apply Pythagoras theorem. 14 squared is equal to x squared plus 16 minus x whole thing squared. Now expand. So 14 times 14, 196. Just check it. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 1, 4 plus 1, 596. And expand this one. What is 16 times 16? 10 and 6. 36 here. 6 times 1, 6 plus 3, 9. 256. Minus double of this, 32x and x squared. If you can't do this at once, what you do? You can write separately. This is 16 minus x into 16 minus x. You can multiply and get this answer. Now simplify. You get x squared, 2x squared minus 32x. Take 196 to this side. 256 minus 196. 60. And this side becomes 0. Now divide the whole equation by 2. So you get x squared minus 16x plus 60 divided by 2, that's 30 equals 0. So this is the equation. So that's correct because we got it. And it says it satisfies the quadratic equation and find separately the length and breadth of the rectangle to the first decimal place. So what's the method we can use? We'll use completing square method. Divide the middle term by 2 and square it. That means 8 squared is 64. So you have to add 64 to get a perfect square. So when you take 30 to the other side, that's minus 30. In order to get no difference, you have to add 64. So what's the value here? X minus 64 square root is 8. So you can write x minus 8 squared is equal to 64 minus 30. That's 34. Now take square root both sides. When you take square root, you get x minus 8 is plus or minus root 34. Now what are the solutions? You can get x equals, take minus 8 to the other side, 8 plus or minus root 34. X can be 8 plus root 34 or x is 8 minus root 34. X is the breadth of the rectangle. So what is root 34 value? It's given. It says use 5.83. So you get 13.83 or 2.17. This is about the width or breadth of the rectangle. So if you put 13 as x, what happens to the length? 16 minus 13. Then you can see the breadth is bigger than the length. So normally width is smaller, breadth is smaller than the length. So this value is not possible because of that, 13.83. So what is the possible value? 2.17 is the possible value. So you can write x is 2.17 because breadth is smaller than the length. So 2.17 is this centimeters. This is given in centimeters. So it says correct to first decimal place. Separately the length and the breadth of the rectangle. So we have to find both. Correct to one decimal place. So we can find out the length. 16 minus 2.17 8 and here 3 1. So 13.83. So correct to one decimal place, 13.8 centimeters. And what's the breadth? Correct to one decimal place. So breadth becomes 2.2. So those are the two answers. So length becomes 13.8 and breadth is 2.2. So we'll see how you get marks for the whole question. So you get marks first to construct this equation. So we'll have a look and see how you get marks. So it says finding length in terms of x, 1 mark, 16 minus x. And then using Pythagoras Theorem, 1 mark. And expand here, 1 mark. Get the equation and divide by 2, 1 mark. And then you get 1 mark for this step. Using completing square method, take the square root up to this point. Before taking the square root, 1 mark, and taking the square root, another 1 mark there. Then 2 possible values, 1 mark, and writing 2.17 and 13.83, 1 mark. So 1 mark there, not 2 marks. And then finding length, 1 mark, correct to one decimal place, and 1 mark for this. Just check. Altogether 10 marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the whole question you are getting 10 marks. Now you can try question number 3, 4 and 5. So we'll do separately. Question number 3, you get 5 parts. So this is about a quadratic graph and you can ask for a graph paper. And make sure that you write your index number. So there we look at your index number. So question number 3. Y is a quadratic function of x, an incomplete table containing the values of y corresponding to several values of x is given below. By considering the symmetry of the quadratic function, obtain the value of y when x equals 4. So when you look at the symmetry, look at the values 6, 6, minus 2, minus 2. So what should be this value according to symmetry? So this should be 1. So when x equals 4, y equals 1. You can, here you can't substitute because the equation is not given. So only possibility is using the symmetry, you can find out the value. And part 2, using the standard system of axes and a suitable scale, draw the graph of the quadratic function on a graph paper based on the above table of values. So we need to adjust the scale. So we'll see how we can draw the y-axis first. -1. So we can say -1, this is 0. So I'll take, this one is y-axis because only you need -1. And now we can adjust the y value. So 6 is the maximum. So we'll start from 6 here. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and this becomes 0. -1, -2, -3. Up to -3 you need. And where's the y? X-axis now? X-axis is here. So we can label this as x and this is y. So if you take the scale, 10 small squares, 1 unit means you get this way 0.1 as well as this way 0.1. 1/10. So 0.1. Now here mark the points here. -1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, up to 5. So you get 1 mark for adjusting the scale. And then you can mark the points. -1, 6, 0, 1, 1, -2, 2, -3, 3, -2, 4, 1, 5, 6. Now we can connect. We'll take another color. Connect smoothly. So what's the method? I can draw a smooth curve up to here and then for the last 2 points I'm going to use the ruler only for that. So smoothly connect here to here. And now here to here only. Okay, so I'm going to use the ruler. Only edges I can do, not this area. Turning point area you can't use a ruler. Now this is the smooth curve. Now what's the next step? Express the behavior of y as the value of x increases from 0 to 2. Behavior of y as the value of x increases from 0 to 2. Now look at carefully now, x value 0 to 2. We'll take another color just to show you. That means when x equals 0, so the graph starts from here, here to here. So 0 to this value, and then what happens to the graph? When x equals 2, graph goes here. So here to here, up to this point, you have to describe the behavior. So you can say when y value is from 1 to 0, but it's not equal because it says in between. X increases from 0 to 2. So y value 0 to 1. What happens? This is decreases positively. So when y in between 0 to 1 decreases positively. Then after that, from 0 to minus 3. So minus 3 to 0. In between minus 3 and 0, this is decreases negatively. So that's also decreases the graph, but it's negatively decreases. So that's how the y value changes when x goes from 0 to 2. So that's the first 3 parts. Now we'll see how you get marks. So you get marks, 1 mark for the value of y equals 1 according to the symmetric. So according to the symmetry of the graph. And then correct scale 1 mark, and marking the points 1 mark, and connecting points smoothly 1 mark. So you already know 3 marks for the graph. And then 1 to 0 decreases positively, 1 mark here, and 0 to minus 3, that's decreases negatively. So 1 mark again. So 2 and 3, 5 and 6. So 6 marks for these 3 steps. And we'll see how you get marks for the other 2 steps. Now look at the 4th part. Express the quadratic function in the form y equals x minus a whole thing squared plus b. So completing square method. So if you know the turning point, how can you write down the equation? It's easy. So you can write y equals, so what's the turning point x value? That's plus 2. So that means the square term becomes x minus 2 squared. And then the y value is minus 3, that comes as b, minus 3. So that's the equation of the quadratic function graph. So x minus 2 squared and 3. So here, if this is 2, this becomes minus 2, and here you write as it is, the y value, minus 3. So that's 4th part. 5th part, y equals t. Y equals t means a horizontal line. T is a straight line parallel to x-axis. What is the interval in which t should lie for this straight line and the graph of the quadratic function to intersect at 2 points with positive x coordinates? So you have to identify what are the y values. When you draw the horizontal lines, you get only positive 2 x values. So look at carefully. When you draw horizontal lines, you can't draw here because up to this point you get negative x values. Now think about this value. If you draw a horizontal line here, from here, what happens? One value is 0 and other value is somewhere here. That's 4. So 0 is not a positive value. So you can't take that. So not included. So when you go down, we can see you get 2 intersecting points. But what happens when you come to this position? You get only 1 intersecting point. So where you get 2 intersecting points and the 2 points should be positive numbers. So that means in between these two values. So what is the possible t values? T means the y values. Y values in between -3 and 1. So those are the two boundaries that you get 2 intersecting points and the x values are positive. So not equal, you can't say this is equal. So this is the two boundaries. So how you get marks for these two parts? So when you look at the graph, x minus 2 squared minus 3. So that's 2 marks, identifying the x coordinate and this one, 2 marks, and identify -3 and 1 here, 2 boundaries, 2 marks again. So 4 and previous part you got 6. So altogether 10 marks. Now take a look at fourth question. So this is about simultaneous equations and you have to solve the two equations and you get an inequality. So we'll see how you do those. The number of 4s and 6s the winning team hit in a cricket match was 38. The number of runs scored from only 4s and 6s was 176. Take the number of 4s hit as x and the number of 6s hit as y and construct a pair of simultaneous equations by using the above information. So what's the most important part? Which one is x and which one is y? It says number of 4s is x and number of 6s, that's y. Then you can construct the two equations. So read it again. It says the number of 4s and 6s the winning team hit in a cricket match was 38. That means the total x plus y is 38. That's the first equation. And read the second one. The number of runs scored from only 4s and 6s was 176. That's the total. So here the total runs. So number of 6s 4. Number of 6s we take x. Each one 4 runs. So 4x plus. Here each run is 6. 6y. That's equal to total 176. That's your second equation. So this is simultaneous equations, 2 unknowns and 2 equations. How we solve this? You can make the same coefficient. So either you can divide this by 2 or just multiply this by 4 and make it same coefficient. So we can multiply the first one by 4. So it becomes 4x plus 4y is 4 times 38. 32, 3 remaining. 4 times 3, 12 plus 3, 15. So that's your third equation. Now see, same coefficient, same sign. So what you do? You have to subtract the two equations. So I'll take 2 minus 3. So x terms get cancelled out. 6 minus 4, that's 2. So 2y equals 176 minus 152. I get 4 here and 2. So 24. So what is y? Divide by 2, 12. So that means 12 number of sixes. Now substitute it in one of the equations and find out x value. So we'll take the first one. You can take any equation. I'm taking first one because it's easy to find out the x. So what is x? 38 minus y. That's 12. So you get 6 here and 2. So how many 4s are there? 26 4s. So you can write number of 4s. 26. Number of 6s. 12. So that's the answer. Now we'll see how you get marks for this. So we'll read and see. So by solving the pair of simultaneous equations, find separately the number of 4s and number of 6s. So according to the marking scheme, we'll see normally you get 1 mark for constructing equation. 1 mark for this equation and 1 mark for the other equation. 2 marks there. And then make the coefficients equal and finding y value. Another 1 mark. And substituting to the equation here and finding x value, another 1 mark. And writing down, finally when you write down what is x and what is y, you get another 1 mark. So don't think that without writing this you get full marks. So here make sure that you write down what is x and what is y. So now see all together, are you getting 7 marks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this one, part 1 and 2, you get 7 marks. Now we'll see how we do the next one. So next part is about inequalities. If the number of sixes hit by losing team is A, then it satisfies the inequality 2 into 2a minus 5 plus 3a is less than or equal to 54. Find the maximum number of sixes the losing team may have hit. That means finding A. So what's the first step? You can expand brackets. 2 times 2, 4a. 2 times 5, that's 10. 3a less than or equal to 54. 3 and 4a becomes 7a, and when you take minus 10 to the other side, that's addition of 10. 54 plus 10, 64. Divide by 7. 64 divided by 7. What's the value? 7 times 9, 63, and 1 remaining, 1 over 7. So A is less than or equal to 9, 1 over 7. So what is A? A means number of sixes that the losing team gets. So maximum is this. So this cannot be a fraction or a decimal. So this should be a whole number. So what is the maximum number you can get? That's 9. So A should be 9. That's the maximum number of sixes. So that's 9. Now we'll see how you get marks. So you get 1 mark here for this step. 7a is less than or equal to 64 and 64 divided by 7 is 1 mark here. And finding the maximum number 9 is 1 mark. So 3 marks for this step. So altogether 10 marks for the whole question. Question number 5. This is about volume. So you get a cuboid and finding volume. And there's a cylinder. So we'll see how we can do that. And then it says find the values correct to first decimal place. So altogether 3 parts are there. So we'll do the first one. The base of a cuboid shaped glass container of height 1 meter is a square. So that means you get a cuboid. So something like this now. Cuboid shaped glass container, height is 100 meters. 1 meter, I'll write in centimeters because the other lengths are given in centimeters. And the base is a square. So 25 centimeter is length of one side. Container is filled with water to exactly half its height. That means 50. So you get 50 . So we'll take this level. So this part filled with water. So that's 50 centimeters because it says half of the container. Find the volume of water in the container in cubic centimeters. So that's the first part. So what's the volume of water? Volume of water. Length is 25. Breadth is also 25 and the height is 50. So we know 25 times 25 is 625 multiplied by 50. Put a 0 and multiply by 5. 5 times 5, 25 and 5 times 2, 10 plus 2, 12. And 1 remaining, 30, 31. This is in cubic centimeters. So what's the value? 31,250 cubic centimeters is the volume. Then the second part, Rani has several identical solids, right circular metal cylinders of unknown base radius and height is 10. So those are circular metal cylinders. Cylinders, we don't know the radius, but height is 10. And we'll take radius r. She puts them one by one into the above container, half filled with water. When exactly 25 of them are put, the water reaches the level of the container being completely filled. So what it means, when you put 25 such cylinders, the water level goes to the top. So the volume of the empty space is equal to the volume of 25 such cylinders. So we can find out R using that equation. So what is the equation? Volume of empty space. That means the same thing because half of the cuboid is filled with water. So 31,250, or I can write without simplifying 25 times 25 times 50. That's the volume of the empty space. That's equal to 25 of these cylinders. So what is this volume of one cylinder? Pi r squared h. Pi, here keep pi in terms of that. Don't substitute 22 over 7. I can write pi r squared, h is 10. Now I need to make r squared as a subject. So what is r squared? 25 times 25 times 50 divide by 25 here, pi, and then this 10. Now simplify. 25 get cancelled out. This 10 and this 50, that's 5. So what is r squared? R squared becomes 25 5 over pi. Now when you take square root, what happens? Now I can write 25 as 5 square. When you take square root both sides, what is r? R becomes, this square terms becomes 5 here, and this value inside the square root, 5 over pi. So that's what you have to show. R equals 5 times 5 over pi, that's in centimeters. So that's the other part. Now we'll see how you get marks for this. So finding volume of water, 31,250, you get just 1 mark there. And then 1 mark to find out the volume of 25 cylinders. And volume of this one, 1 mark. And equating, you get another 1 mark and 1 mark for simplifying and getting this answer. So altogether 5 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we'll see what's the other step. Part 3. Find the value of r in centimeters to the first decimal place by using 3.14 for the value of pi. So what is r? 5 times square root 5 over pi. Now pi is 3.14. Take log both sides. Log r becomes log 5 into 5 over 3.14 to the power of half. Square root means power half. Now laws of logarithms. Log 5 plus multiplication becomes plus half of log 5 minus log 3.14. Why? Because this is division. When you apply laws of logarithms, division becomes subtraction. Now you can refer the logarithmic tables and find out the values. Now we'll see. First we need log 5. So 50, 6990. Here the same value, 6990. 31, 4. So what is 31, 4? 31, 4, 4969. 4969. Now simplify. First subtract the two values. 6990. Subtract these two. 1 and here 729 and 990 and 2 and divide by 2. You get 1, 0, 1 and nothing and 10, 5. So here you don't need 5 decimal places, so we can round it. 6990 and 1011. What's the addition now? Addition becomes 1, 10 and here another 10, 8. 0.8001. Where you get now, you have to refer antilog. Antilog of 0.8001. So 0 means in standard form, what's the value? So you have to refer the table 8001. 8001. Here, look at here. 8000 is there. 63, 1, 1. 63, 1, 1. 63, 1, 1. So this is the decimal place here, and check what's the value we have to take. Correct to first decimal place. So correct to one decimal place. What's the R value? 6.3 centimeters. So that's the radius of this cylinder. Now we'll see how you get marks for this step. Substituting pi 3.14, you get 1 mark. And using laws of logarithms, altogether 1 mark. And referring the table and getting log 5 value, and this one 4969, 1 mark, and 8001, 1 mark, and 6.3 correct to one decimal place, that's 1 mark. So 5 marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is 5, and previous question we gave 5 marks, altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can try question number 6 in part A and then try part B, question number 7 and 8. Question number 6. Nimal is involved in a small industry which produces sports items. Information regarding the number of items he produced each day during a period of 50 days is shown in the following frequency distribution. So the class widths are equal, 20 to 30, 30 to 40. So the widths are equal and the boundary is given. No gaps in between these two values. Nimal gains a profit of 60 rupees by selling one of these items. He expects to gain a profit of 370,000 rupees during the next 120 days by working and selling the items in the above manner. Find the mean number of sports items he produces in a day and show with reasons whether his expectation is fulfilled. So first we have to find out the mean value. For calculating mean, so you have to first take number of items. That's the intervals, so 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, 70 to 80. And we can write down the total here. And mid values, you need mid values, so that's the x value. So how you find out the mid value? Add and divide by the two boundaries. 20 plus 30 divided by 2, 25. And here 35, so adding 10, 45, 55, 65 and 75. And the frequencies, 5, 8, 10, 12, 9, 6. So what's the total? 50 days. This is 50. Now you can find the multiplication fx. 25 times 5, 125. 35 times 8, 280. 45 times 10, 450. This one, 12 times 55, 60 and 66. 9 times 5, 45 and 9 times 6, 54 and 458. And 6 times this, you get 30 and 6 times 7, 42 plus 3, 45. Now add and get the total 10 and here 11, 16, 16, 22, 30, 35, 3 remaining, 4, 5, 6, 10, 16, 21, 25. So 2550. So how you find out the mean value? So mean is equal to sigma fx, total fx over sigma f. Total fx is 2550 divided by 50. 0 get cancelled out, so this you get 51. So mean number is 51, that means number of items selling per day is 51. And now it says Nimal gains a profit of 60 rupees by selling one of these items and he expects this profit for 120 days. So we'll find out the profit gain. $51 per day and 120 days are there, each with 60 rupees. So you get 6 times 2 zeros and then 72 into 51. So what's the value? We can multiply 72 with 51. 50 and 1. Get 36 and 72. 3, 6, 7, 2 and then 2 zeros. So that's the profit gain, but he expected 370,000. So 370,000 rupees is more than 367,200. That means he expected this amount, but it's not getting. So you can write his expectation is not fulfilled. Now we'll see how you get marks. So you get 1 mark for this mid value and total effects 1 mark. And another 1 mark here and 2,551 mark. Using the formula here, divide by this 1 mark and getting 51, 1 mark. So altogether 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you get 2 marks, 51, 120, 60. 3, 6, 7, 2,000. So 2 marks for multiplication and 1 mark for the answer. And then mentioning this is greater than this value. So his expectation is not fulfilled for the reason 1 mark. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can do question number 7. That's about progression, arithmetic progression. So you get 4 parts for this question. A decoration consists of several circles containing small bulbs. There are 5 bulbs in the first circle. First circle, 5 bulbs. 9 bulbs in the second circle, 13 bulbs in the third one, so on. Starting from the first circle, when the number of bulbs in each of the circles is considered in order, they are in an arithmetic progression. So what's the difference? Adding 4. So the difference is you can subtract and find out 9 minus 5, that's 4. How many bulbs are there in the 10th circle? So the first term is 5. So 10th circle means T10. You need T10. So what is T10? This is arithmetic progression. A plus n minus 1. 10 minus 1 means 9D. Now substitute the values. A equals 5. D equals 4. So first multiplication, 9 times 4, 36. And you get 41 bulbs are there in the 10th circle. And if the total number of bulbs in the first n circle is Sn, show that Sn equals this. So that's the second part. Total for n circles. Sn. So what's the formula? N over 2. You don't know how many bulbs are there in n circles. So you don't use A plus L. So use the other formula. 2A, A is 5 plus n minus 1 and D equals 4. N over 2, 10 plus here multiply 4n minus 4. N over 2, 10 minus 4, that's 6 plus 4n. I can take 2 out from the from these two terms. So what is remaining? Then this becomes 3 plus 2n. Now 2 get cancelled out. So what's remaining? N into 3 plus 2n. 2n plus 3. So that's the Sn. 2n plus 3. So that's what they need. The total number of bulbs in n circles is n into 2n plus 3. Now we'll see how you get marks for these two steps. 1 mark using the Tn formula and 1 mark for correct substitution and 1 mark for the answer. So 3 marks for first part. And the second one is Sn. Using the correct formula, 1 mark. And substituting 5 and 4, here 1 mark. And simplifying 1 mark and getting the answer. So here, just 2 marks there. 1 mark, 1 mark. So that's only 2 marks, not 3 marks. 1 mark, and here these 2 for the whole thing, and 3 marks, altogether 5 there. Now we'll take the next step. Third part, if the decoration consists of 40 circles, find the total number of bulbs in the decoration. So that means S40. We found out the formula n into 2n plus 3. N, that's 40, 2 times 40 plus 3. That's just substitution. Inside you get 80 plus 3. Multiplication first, 83. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 8, 32 plus 1, 33. 3,320 bulbs are altogether for 40 circles. So that's the third part, and you are getting just 1 mark for substitution. Now we'll take the next one. Among the circles starting from the 10th circle. So what is 10th circle? How many bulbs are there? We found out 41. Every circle which counts as a multiple of 5 consists of only yellow bulbs. So multiples of 5. So again 15th one, 20th one. So likewise you get yellow bulbs. Now we need to find out how many yellow bulbs are there first. Now here multiples of 5 means 10th, 15th, like that you get yellow bulbs. So here what's the difference? The difference from the previous one is that's adding 4. Each circle adding 4 bulbs. So that means you are getting numbers here 11th one 40, adding 4 45. Then adding 4 you get 49. Adding 4 53, and adding 4 57. 1 2 3 4. So 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and another one more. Adding 4, that's 61. So this is 15th one. So what is the difference now? This is 61, this is 41. So the difference between these two terms is now 20. 61 minus 41, 20. So this is another progression, not the same. So this is about yellow bulbs. So difference is 20. Now we need to find total number of yellow bulbs. So how many full circles are there? 40. So 10, 15, 20, 25, 25th one and 30th, 35th and 40th. So those are the yellow bulbs. So that means we have to find out the total. How many are there? So this is 10th circle, 15th, 20th, 25th, 30th and 40th circle. So how many circles now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now for the new progression, you get 7 circles. So what is the total number of yellow bulbs? That means S7. So how you find out S7? You can use the formula. N over 2, 2a. A means first term, that's 41 bulbs are there. Plus n minus 1 means 7 minus 1, 6. D equals 20. Find out the total. You get 82 and 120. Seven over 2, 2, 8 plus 2, 10 and 2. So here 101 here, multiply by 7, 707. So this is number of yellow bulbs. And we found out previously how many, altogether for 40 circles, 3,320. So how many red bulbs are there? So you can subtract. So number of red bulbs 3,320 minus 707. So subtract 7 and 3, 10 and 1 here 20 and this is 7 and 6, 32. 2,613 red bulbs are there. Now we'll see how you can get marks. So for part 4. So part 4, you are getting 1 mark for identifying D equals 20 and identifying 41. This sequence properly, another 1 mark. So 2 marks there. Finding number of yellow bulbs 707. That's 1 mark here. And subtracting from the total and getting 2,613 red bulbs are there. 1 mark. So 4 marks here for this step. So you got earlier here 1 mark. And here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 4, 10 altogether. Now you can try question number 8. So you need the compass and the ruler. So you get 5 parts for that. So we'll do the first one. Use only a straight edge with centimeter millimeter scale and a pair of compasses for the following constructions. Show the construction lines clearly. Draw a straight line segment AB of length 7.5 centimeters and construct its perpendicular bisector. So we'll do that. So you need the ruler and you need 7.5 centimeter length. Take the ruler and draw the line segment first. And you can mark a point there. And with the help of the compass, you can measure 7.5 centimeters. Centimeter length. And you can keep on top of this point, mark point, and draw the other arc. So that's the length of AB, 7.5 centimeters. And construct the perpendicular bisector. How you draw the perpendicular bisector? So take any length you like, but more than half of the length of AB. You keep on top of A and draw an arc above as well as below. And then keep the compass on top of point B and do the same thing so that you get the intersecting points. Here, can you see? You are not getting the intersecting point, so that means you have to draw it again. So you can continue this line again. Now you can connect with the ruler. Now you can connect with the ruler. That's the perpendicular bisector. That's the second part. Take the midpoint of AB as C. So that's the midpoint here, C. And construct a semicircle with C as the center and AB as the diameter. So they are asking to draw a semicircle with center C and AB diameter means CB is the radius. So they are asking you to draw only a semicircle. So only up to here. That's the second part. Then they are asking, construct the locus of a point that moves at an equal distance from the perpendicular bisector of AB and the line CB and name the point at which it intersects the semicircle as P. So what's that? What's the locus point of two distance? Angle bisector. So you need to know the four loci points. What are the four things that you need to remember? Locus of a point is a circle. Locus of 2 points is the perpendicular bisector. Locus of 2 lines is the angle bisector. And then locus of equidistance to a line is 2 parallel lines. So you need to do this one, angle bisector. So take the compass and you need to bisect this angle. So here, draw an arc. And draw another arc here. And keep the compass here. I'll take a longer distance and you can draw the arc in the middle and keep it here and draw the other arc. The intersecting point you can connect with C. That's the angle bisector. So what they say, so you have to mark the point at which it intersects the semicircle as P. So this point is P. So that's the first three parts. So we'll see how you get marks for these three steps. So you get AB line, 1 mark, and the perpendicular bisector, 1 mark, and the semicircle, 1 mark, and the angle bisector, 1 mark. So only how many marks? 1, 2, 3, and you get another mark for perpendicular bisector. So here marking this point also 1 mark. So what's the total? 3, 4, 5 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first 3 steps you get 5 marks. Now we'll see how we do the next 2 parts. Now take a look at 4th part. Construct the tangent to the semicircle at P and name the point at which it meets the perpendicular bisector of AB. That's this one as D. So how you draw a tangent line? You need the compass for that. So you draw a perpendicular line to this angle bisector, because when you draw the line, the radius is perpendicular to the tangent line. So keep on top of P, take any distance. You have to draw a perpendicular at P. So draw an arc here, arc to this side, and take a long distance and draw arc in the middle, and here another arc keeping the compass there. Now we have the point. Now you can connect the P point and this one. So that's the tangent line. So we'll connect. So this is the tangent line. Now it says the intersecting point of this perpendicular bisector and the tangent line is D. Then 5th part, construct the other tangent that can be drawn to the semicircle from D and give reasons why this tangent is parallel to the line PC. So how you draw the other tangent line? We know that when you draw tangent line from outside point, the lengths of the tangents are equal. So that means when you take this length here to here is the same as with the other tangent line. So we use that property. So take this distance and you can find out where it intersects with the circle. So that's this point. Now we have this point and you can connect this D point and the other point. So that's the other tangent line. So that's the 5th part. Now you have to give reasons why the tangent is parallel to the line PC. This line and this line, why these two are parallel. Look at carefully with the diagram. We know this is 90 degrees, perpendicular bisector. And we drew the angle bisector. So this is 45. This is 45 and this is 45. and this is the tangent line. So this line perpendicular to the radius. So now think about PCD triangle. This is 45 and this is 90. So this becomes 45. And also, if this is 45, this is 45. Why? We know the two tangents bisect the angle. So these two angles are equal. Now what can you say? This is 45 and this angle is 45. These two are alternate angles. If alternate angles are equal, we can say these two lines are parallel. So we'll put a point here for this one. We'll take this point is Q. It's not mentioned to mark this one, but we can say this is Q. So what's the reason? We can say this angle. So first you can say DCP. DCP angle is 45. Angle bisector. Then you can say CDP. Angle also 45. That's angle sum of a triangle. And this is also 45. QDC. QDC angle is 45. Then you can say this is the tangents. Tangents bisect the angle. So that's 45. So we can say QDC. QDC angle is equal to DCP angle 45. These are alternate angles. So alternate angles are equal means you can say DQ is parallel to PC line. So that's what they want. So the tangent is parallel. So DQ means actually the tangent. So we can say tangent is parallel to PC. So that's the answer. Now we'll see how you get marks for this. So you get the tangent line 2 marks because you have to draw a perpendicular line and mark this one. So you get 2 points there. And the other tangent 1 mark. And EDC. EDC. And they mark like this point is E. EDC is 45. Finding this one 1 mark. And giving reasons for these 2 lines are parallel, that's 1 mark. So 1, 2. So 3 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 and 2, 5 marks for these 2 steps. And we gave 5 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the other 3 steps. So altogether 10 marks. Now you can try Question number 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 questions are there. Question number 9. So you have to show 2 proofs whether ABDQ is a parallelogram and this part. So we'll try to do that. In the parallelogram ABCD, shown in the figure, M is the midpoint of the side AD. So it's better to mark everything. So ABCD is a parallelogram, means opposite sides are parallel. And M is the midpoint of AD. So this length is equal to this length. The point of intersection of BM and AC is R. Moreover, the lines BM and CD produced is meet at Q. Copy this figure in your answer script. Join AQ. So they are asked to join AQ and BD. Join BD. And then it says, show that ABDQ is a parallelogram. So this one is a parallelogram. Now we know this is the midpoint. So these two lengths are equal. If we can show QM is equal to MB, the diagonals bisect each other if it's a parallelogram. So if we can show QM is equal to MB, then ABDQ is a parallelogram. So we'll try to do that. To be proved, QM is equal to MB. So for that, we need 2 triangles. So we'll take this triangle and this triangle. If we can show these two are congruent, the 2 sides are equal. So we'll try to take those 2 triangles, QMD triangle and ABM triangle. What you know? We know AM is equal to MD. M is the midpoint. Then we know this angle and this angle both are equal. Opposite angles are equal. AMB, QMD, opposite angles. And also we know these 2 lines are parallel. So this angle is equal to this angle. Alternate angles are equal. So you can write ABM angle is equal to DQM. DQM angle. Alternate angles. Now we have 2 angles and 1 length equal. So we can say QMD triangle is congruent to ABM triangle. What's the case? Angle, angle, side. If the 2 triangles are congruent, the corresponding elements are equal. So opposite to this angle is this, opposite to this one is this. So we can say therefore QM is equal to MB, corresponding elements. So corresponding elements are equal. So after that, you can say the diagonals bisect each other. So we can write down QM is equal to MB, AM is equal to MD. Because of these diagonals bisect each other, therefore ABDQ is a parallelogram. That's the first part. So how many marks you can get? Showing the two triangles are congruent. So you get 2 marks. 1 mark and 1 mark, showing that the two triangles are congruent. And showing that QM equals MB, corresponding elements are equal, 1 mark. And the diagonals bisect, and this is a parallelogram, 1 mark. So altogether 4 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 marks for that step. Now we'll take the second one. Show that MR to RB is equal to half and that QR equals to RB. So now we found out these two lengths are equal. MB and MR. MQ both are equal from the previous part. So we need MR. So how can you write down? Here look at the other one, you need RB. These two lengths. Now when you take this triangle, look at these two triangles. This angle is equal to this angle. Now we know these two lines are parallel. So this angle is equal to this one. And this angle is equal to this one. So what can you say about these two triangles? Equiangular. So we'll take first that one. AMR triangle and BRC triangle. You can say R angle. That means MRA, CRB equal, opposite angles. AMR angle is equal to RBC angle, as well as MAR angle is equal to RCB. Both are alternate angles. So angles are equal, corresponding angles are equal. So you can say AMR triangle and BRC triangles are equiangular triangles. Then those are similar. So that means similar. So the ratio, corresponding ratios are equal. So we can take MR, that's this side, corresponding length for that is RB. MR to RB is equal to, what about the other side? So you can say this length corresponding to this one is AM. AM to BC. So the corresponding ratios are equal for similar triangles. Corresponding ratio for similar triangles. Now we found a relationship, but we need to find out what's the relationship between these two. We know this length is equal to this length, so AM and MD are equal. So AD you can write 2AM. So we'll take this one as 1 and we can take AM is equal to 2AM, not, so 2 times AM is equal to AD. But we know AD and BC both are equal, opposite sides of a parallelogram. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. So what can you say about these two? You can say 2AM is BC. So we can take the first one and substitute. MR to RB is equal to AM is AM. Instead of BC, I can write 2 times AM. AM get cancelled out, so you get half. So that's what we need here. MR to RB is half. That's first part. And you have to show that QR is 2RB. Now, we know from the previous part QM is equal to MB because diagonals bisect each other. So QM is equal to MB. So we found that one from part 1. So we'll do it here. We know QM is equal to MB. Diagonals bisect. And QM, MB. MB is what? I can write MB as MR plus RB. MR plus RB is QM. Now I want to add MR to both sides. QM plus MR. I'm adding MR to both sides. MR plus RB. Now, what is QM plus MR? That's QR. And you get MR, MR and RB. What is MR and MR? 2MR and RB. So here, what's the relationship between from this? What's MR? RB over 2. So I need only RB. So here from this relationship from the previous one, I can say MR or 2MR is RB. 2MR is RB from the first part. So what's the final answer? RB, and RB becomes 2RB. So you get QR is equal to 2RB. So that's what we need. QR equals 2RB. Now we'll see how you get marks for these two steps. So this one showing that the two triangles are equiangular, you get 1 mark. Just 1 mark for equiangular triangles. And taking the corresponding ratio, 1 mark. And showing 2AM equals BC, that's 1 mark. And instead of this ratio, substituting 2AM, 1 mark there. So you get the ratio. And then the second part for the other one, so diagonals bisect each other. So this part 1 mark. Diagonals bisect each other, and then QM equals MR plus RB. Step 1 mark. And adding MR and getting this one, just 1 mark. So how many marks? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 marks for this and 3 marks for this. Everything 10 marks for the whole question. Now you can do question number 10. A vertical post AB erected on a level horizontal ground and a point C located 30 meters from it are shown in the figure. So this is 30 meters. The angle of elevation of the top of the post B when observed from the point C is 48. So 48 is angle of elevation, and the length of the wire tied to B from the point D located in the same direction as C from A is 50 meters. So the length of the wire is given 50 meters. Copy the given figure in your answer script and include the above information on it. Show that the angle of elevation of B when observed from D is greater than 40 degrees. So that means you have to find out this angle and show that it's more than 40 degrees. So first show this information and we'll see how we can find out the angle theta. This angle. So you get here for marking on this diagram. So 3 marks. 1 mark for marking 50, 48, 1 mark, 30 for 1 mark. So 3 marks just to mark on the diagram. And now we'll try to do the question. So now we can find out the angle. So what we know this is 30, this is 50, and this is 48. Now we need to find out this angle. How can we find out that angle? If we can find out one length AB first from this triangle and then use again trigonometric ratio to find out the angle. So first we'll take ABC triangle. We need to find out AB. So to this angle that's opposite, this is adjacent. Tan 48 is equal to AB over 30. So what is AB? AB equals 30 times tan 48. Use the tan table, tangent table, 48. Tan 48 is 1.1 1106. Multiply by 30. Multiply by 30. 0. 3 times 6, 18. And 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 1, 3. So 4 places you have to keep. So 33.318 meters is the AB length. So we'll see how many marks for this step. So you are getting, to find out this tan value, tan 48, AB, this one mark, and getting 1.1106, this one mark there, and AB is 33.318, 1 mark. Now we need to find out the angle theta. So we'll consider the other triangle now. ABD triangle. ABD triangle, we know sine theta is AB over 50 because opposite is AB, hypotenuse is 50. What is AB? 33.318. 33.318 divided by 50. So you get 0 for 33. For 300, that's 6. So 33 remaining, 331. Again 6. So you get 31. So 318, again 6. Then 180. 180 you get 3. So again you get 3 remaining, 30 remaining. For 300, that's 6. So you need 4 decimal places. So what's the value? 6664. That's the value we need. Now check the sine table and see where you get 0.6664. 0.6664. Where is 6664? 48 is there. So how many we need? 64 minus 48. We need another 16. Another 16. 41. 40. Another 16. You take 15. 7. 41 sine 41 degrees and then 47 minutes. That's equal to sine theta. So what's the angle theta? Theta becomes 41 degrees and 47 minutes. 47 minutes. So that's more than 40 degrees. So the angle we need to show that it's more than 40 degrees. So you can say this value is more than 40 degrees. So 41 degrees 47 minutes is greater than 40 degrees, and you can write angle of elevation is more than 40 degrees. Now we'll see what are the marks you get for this. So sine of this, substituting this one correct, trig formula 1 mark, and this one 1 mark, getting the value divided by 40, 41 and 47. Another 1 mark. And giving reason, this angle is more than 40. So that's 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. So earlier 6 marks. 4 and 3, 7. And this 3, altogether 10 marks for this question. Now you can do question number 11. So this is about Venn diagrams. And you get 4 parts. So we'll do step by step. An incomplete Venn diagram drawn to represent information on the number of students who study the subjects economics, business, statistics and accounting in the A-level classes of a certain school is shown here. In this school, every student who studies business statistics also studies economics. So that means that's a subset. Business statistics is a subset of economics. So that means we know that this one is economics and this circle is the business statistics. Then copy the given Venn diagram in your answer script and name the sets of students who study the other 2 subjects suitably. Include the following information in the Venn diagram. 45 students study accounting. So accounting circle is this. So 45. So that one you have to put it here. 45 here. 30 students study business statistics. So this circle is 30. 18 students study only economics from these 3 subjects. Only. So only this part. So what's the number? 18. So this is 18. Next one, shade the regions which represent the students who study only 2 of these 3 subjects. So we need to shade only 2 subjects. So see, this business statistics and economics intersects here. So that's, this one is economics and business statistics. And what about the other side? When you take this circle, accounting and economics, this part represent economics and accounting. You can't shade this one because it's included business statistics as well. So shade the regions which represent the students who study only 2 of them. So that's the region. So we'll see how many marks for that part. So you are getting marking these values and marking 45, 30, 18 and the other labeling. So altogether 3 marks. 1 mark for label and another 2 marks for marking the values and shading the correct 2 parts, another 2 marks. So 5 marks. Now we'll see how you get marks for the other 2 parts. So what you know from the previous one? We know this is business statistics and this is 30, this is 18, this is 45. We'll check it again. 45, 30, 18. So that's the given part and it says now, just remember this is economics and this is business statistics. I'll put BS. 55 students study at least one of the two subjects, business statistics and accounting. 55 students study at least. At least one means either one subject or two, more than one. So where is 55? It says business statistics and accounting. So this is 2 and at least 1. So this whole circle is 55. But we know this is 45. So 55 minus 45, that's 10. So this becomes 10. So look at again this circle and this circle, all together 55. But we know this is 45. So the other part, 55 minus 45, that's 10, should be here. If this is 10 here, this is 30, this becomes 20. Now we'll see, it says find the number of students who study all three subjects. So where is that region? All three subjects is this region. So that's 20. If the number of students who study only accounting from these three subjects is twice the number of students who study business statistics but do not study accounting, then find the number of students who study economics. What it says, if the number of students who study only accounting, so this part from these three subjects is twice the number of students who study business statistics but do not study accounting. That means this one. So 10 is there. So double of that. So what is this region? 10 times 2. That's 20. So only studying accounting is double of this 10. So 10 times 2, that's 20. Now they are asking find the number of students who study economics. Now we need to find out economics means this circle. So we know this is 45, this is 20 and this is 20. What is this part? That means 20, 20, 40, this part is 5. Now what is this full circle, this economic circle? Add all the values. So it's 18 plus 10 plus 20 plus 5. So how many altogether? 13, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 53 students studying economics. So that's the answer for the last part. Now we'll see how you get marks for these two. You are getting 1 mark for finding this 10 and 1 mark for finding this 20. And then this 20 also 1 mark. And then finding this value, adding and subtracting this, 1 mark here and 1 mark for the answer. Final answer 53. So altogether we'll see. So we gave 1 mark for this 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 marks for that question. Now take the last question. So question number 12. So in this question, you need to prove these three. In the given figure, the tangent drawn to the circle with center O at the point A is XAY. The chord AB bisect XAO. XAO. So that means this angle and this angle both are equal. I'll put A because bisect. The diameter AD, so this is diameter, has been produced to E, and the point C lies on the circle between the points B and D. Moreover, the points of intersection of AC and OB is P. With reasons show that ACB, this angle is 45. So we'll try to do that in the next page. So we found this is A, this is A. So you need to show that ACB, this angle is 45. Now we know AD is the diameter, so this is 90 degrees. So we can first write down ACD is 90 degrees because of semicircle angles. Then what else we know? This one is A and this one we know this is a cyclic quadrilateral. Opposite angles add up to 180. So what you can write? We can write A plus ACB angle plus 90 is 180 because of cyclic quadrilateral. Opposite angles add up to 180. So what can you say about ACB? ACB angle is 180 minus 90 minus A. So that means 90 minus A. We have to show that A equals 45. We can easily show that. We know this tangent is perpendicular to the diameter or radius. So this is 90. So what's the A value? We can say X A D angle is 90. Tangent is perpendicular to radius or diameter. So this is 90. So 2A becomes 90. So what is A value? A becomes 90 divided by 2. That's 45 degrees. We found that. So what is ACB angle? ACB angle is 90 minus A is 45. So you get 45 degrees. So that's the first part. So we found ACB is 45. Now we have to show YAC. YAC angle. This angle. YAC means this angle is equal to CDE. This angle. It's easy. Now look at carefully. This is 90. So what is this one? YAC angle. 90 plus A. And if you take this CAD triangle, this is the exterior angles and A and 90 there. So 90 plus A. Both are 90 plus A. So we can write the second proof YAC. So we'll take YAC angle. I'll write here. So that's the second part. YAC angle. YAC angle is 90 plus A. That's first one. And then what is CDE? CDE is 90 plus A. What's the reason? Exterior angle. Exterior angle add up to sum of opposite interior angles. So this is 90 and this is A, 90 plus A. So both are equal. So therefore YAC angle is equal to CDE angle. So that's the proof. Now we'll see how many marks for these two steps. So you are getting, so this is first part, you get 4 marks. Semicircle angle 90 degrees 1 mark, and showing that this is 45 1 mark and ACB is 1 mark, showing that that's 45 1 mark here and substitution and getting this one 45 1 mark. So 4 marks for that step. And then part 2, you get 2 marks, showing that this is 90 plus A and this is exterior angles. So 2 marks there. So 4 plus 2, 6 marks. So next part you get 4 marks. So we'll do that. Last part, BPC. Where's BPC? BPC, this angle, is equal to ODC. ODC. You have to show these two are equal. If we can show that ODCP is a cyclic quadrilateral, this is the exterior angle of the cyclic quadrilateral, that's equal to opposite interior angle. So how can we show that this is a cyclic quadrilateral? How can we show that? We found this is 45. That's this part, no? This whole thing is 45. This is 45. And here we found, which one is 45? ACB. ACB. This is 45. What else we know? Here, this length and this length, both are equal. So 45, this is 45. So that means this is 90 degrees. Isosceles triangle, 45, 45, 90, this is 90 degrees. So this is 90. And what else? And also we know this is a diameter and this angle is 90. Now can you see? Opposite angles add up to 180. So we need to write down everything. So to be proved, we need to prove that ODCP is a cyclic quadrilateral. For that, we can see AOB is an isosceles triangle and AOB becomes 90 degrees. So therefore, BOD angle is also 90 because of a straight line, because of straight angle. So we found this is 90. And you can write ACD is also 90, semicircle angle. So opposite angles add up to 180. So you can add these two. BOD angle plus ACD angle. 90 plus 90, 180. So sum of opposite angles add up to 180. That means, what's the cyclic quadrilateral? ODCP. ODCP is a cyclic quadrilateral. If we know that's a cyclic quadrilateral, this angle, ODC angle, is equal to BPC. BPC angle is ODC. Why? Exterior angle of cyclic quadrilateral is equal to opposite angle. So that's the reason. We'll see how many. So we'll see how many marks you get. So you'll get 4 marks. BOA 90, 1 mark. And ACD 91 mark. And showing that this is a cyclic quadrilateral, 1 mark. And finally, this is equal 1 mark. So altogether 4 marks. So this is the last question in paper 2. So we covered all 12 questions in paper 2, but you have to do only 10 questions. So when you get additional time, make sure that you select the easiest 5 questions from each part.